basically the problem is that when I try and calibrate it with the factory settings that are supplied by Tarot, it overruns and does all sorts of stuff. So I've had to calibrate it way down from the factory settings down to 4 and even lower to get it to actually operate at all, because it just spins out and goes haywire when I run it at the factory settings. So I'm just going to set it up and we'll have a look. Okay, so this is the interface, the graphic user interface, and this is the instructions that are on the desktop here. Here's the old interface, here's the new GS interface. So we'll just open that. Okay, so there's our interface. It's now open and running, and we'll have to open the COM port, but we'll plug in the USB first. Okay, so now we just plug in the USB interface. Red light comes on. Okay, so now we're going to open the COM port. We go to COM port 6, open COM port. Blue light comes on. Okay, so we now got a blue light, and if we move, okay, so now we're powering up, waiting for it to calibrate. Okay, so here's our sensor mounted on here. We can see that when we move that, we get corresponding movement from the GUI. Okay, just to be sure, this is version 1.2 of the firmware, the latest firmware, and the firmware has been flashed. Okay, so here is the contents of the downloaded file, the version 1.2 that I downloaded and unzipped. You can see everything in there. So we'll just open the user manual and we'll open the update file. Bring that over so we can read it. Okay, just to be absolutely sure it wasn't a driver interface issue, I just installed the software into another machine running XP, this machine here, and got exactly the same errors and issues. Different machine. Okay, we're back at the other machine, and we'll just show this again, and this time we'll actually run the system up and see what happens. We've calibrated everything down to 4, so let's just boot the controller and see what happens to the motors. Okay, this motor here is slowly turning. Oh, there it goes. Took off, and now we've got a yellow light on the controller. So it's just trying to recalibrate. Not calibrating. Yellow light again. Nothing's moving. Tell a lie. But this motor's speeding up at the back here. This motor here, and now it's stopped. Now we have a red light. Okay, so we're going to power it down and repower it. We're going to unplug this guy and remove it. Powering up, not moving anything. yellow. Still yellow. Okay, now we've got blue. Oh, it's gone to yellow. Okay, so there you can see the overrun in the pan then. It just overran completely, and now it's gone to yellow. So it'll try and calibrate again. Okay, pan is moving. This motor is moving. Roll is moving, as is tilt. Okay, they've all overrun and now stopped. So that's the issue. Okay, so we're going to try that again. We're going to boot. Powering up. Not moving anything. Nothing is moving. Okay, now the pan is starting to move. The roll is speeding up. And getting faster. Roll was going crazy. Bear in mind our calibrations are way down at 4, because when we set them to anything above that, it just overruns and shuts down. Okay, you saw that then? That just went like that. That's the problem.